What's up guys, it's Brandon Childs, and today we're going over one of the most common exercises that you see every single day, push-ups. Now the primary benefit of push-ups is short-term strengthening and muscle toning, specifically in your core, chest, shoulders, and triceps. The reason I say short-term strengthening is because once you get to the point where you can do a certain amount of push-ups, for some people can do 30, some people can do 50. Once you get to a certain range, you're not going to get much stronger from it. You're just basically going to be doing it to maintain your muscle tone. Now that doesn't mean, aim for only 30 push-ups or aim for 50. You always want to challenge yourself. It just means that once you get to a certain point, where you can continuously, do repetitions, you're not going to gain much strength from it unless you start adding weight to it. Now the often overlooked benefit is core stability. By maintaining proper ab and pelvic engagement through the repetition as you fatigue, you're training your body not to collapse and use your lower back under stress, which can lead to long and short-term injuries. Now I'm sure we've all seen many different variations of push-ups, whether it be wide grip, close grip, staggering your hands, whatever it is, there's a few key postural components that are going to be consistent no matter which kind of variation you're doing. The main one is going to be your hand placement. So when it comes to your hands, you want your fingertips spread nice and wide, and you want your weight shifted forward onto your knuckles and your fingertips. This is because if you have too much weight down here in your palm, you're putting a lot of strain on your wrist and you're not getting any support from your hand or forearm muscles. The next part is you want to make sure your elbow isn't pointing out like that. For one, as you can see, the wrist isn't supposed to bend sideways, so if your elbow is bending out like that, you're bending your wrist in the direction it's not supposed to go. That's the obvious reason. The main reason is because when you bring your elbows out like that, you're essentially overworking the front of your shoulder and you're not getting any support from your scap or posterior delt. You want to make sure your elbows are squeezed in and your biceps are pointing forward. What this does is it engages these muscles in your back to help you stabilize the shoulder and help put you in a position where you're using these muscles in the back as well as here and also getting more out of it from your chest. So once your biceps are pointing forward, you also want to make sure that your shoulders aren't clenching up into your ears. You want to keep them down and away so that again you're not putting too much strain on your neck and muscles up there. Once you're ready to go up and straighten your legs, the next part is going to be your pelvis. You want to make sure that your pelvis is rotated up and you're engaging your abs. You never want to be in this position where your back is arched in the back because you're putting a strain on your lower back. And in life, you never want to do anything pushing with your lower back in this position because that's how most injuries happen. So once your pelvis is rotated up in the front, elbows are pointing forward, and you're in a good postural position, the direction you want to go is start shifting forward as you go down. And essentially you want your hands as you go down to land close to your chest or even in your stomach if you really want to challenge yourself. And then as you push up, you want to push up towards your face. This is the most natural pushing motion to get the most out of your triceps, shoulders, and your chest. So what it looks like, pelvis is up, biceps are forward. I'm starting to shift forward as I go down. As you can see, my hands land right around my chest area. And as I come up, I push up and back towards my face. So down, I like to go shoulders to elbow level. I don't necessarily like to go farther down because usually when you're pushing something in life, you're not pushing from way back here. You're usually pushing from a little bit of distance from your body. So I like to mimic things that, replicate real life activities. So here, forward, and pushing up towards your face. So if you notice, my hand position was pretty neutral. It wasn't too wide, it wasn't too close. If you decide you want to do a variation, you still want to keep those same postural alignments. So you want to make sure, even if you do a wide hands, you still want to have your wrist spread, weight shifted in front of the wrist. You just want to make sure that your elbows are squeezed in. Obviously, you're not going to get as much inversion as you would as if you were in neutral, but you can still engage them in as you go down like this versus having them out wide like that. And what this will do is it'll help you engage your chest a lot more when you're doing that wide position. Same thing goes if you're doing it close. You want to have your hands, I don't like the necessarily diamond position because essentially, like I said, you're pushing your wrists out like that. And if you're trying to get your triceps, you want your elbows to be closer in so that you're not overusing the front of your shoulders. So I still like to keep my palms pointing forward. Now you bring your elbows in like that. And then as you go down, you still want to shift forward and up. And now you're isolating a lot more of your triceps without getting the compensation that you would from the front of your shoulders if your elbows are going out like that. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or requests, make sure you leave them in the comments so that I can continue to make content that'll bring out your ultra instinct.